You don't know this at all. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bim, bim bam bam bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Welcome to Shabbat Halayla. And it's a good thing it's called, isn't there somebody here named Lila? Lila, this is your Shabbat. Shabbat Halayla. Which means Shabbat at night, and this is really a wonderful, it's a wonderful evening. It's great to have you all here. Our third grade and fourth grade are going to lead services and sing along, and those who don't have Sidurim are going to receive their Sidurim. I think Mora Abby is kind of going to lead things, and Mora Lisa is going to also, lead things. And I don't really know what I'm going to do. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rabbi Braun from Temple Bethel, Portland, Maine, USA. And this is like the first time we've all been able to get together since before the pandemic. So maybe we should open with a big Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. We thank God and the world that we're all here, all healthy, all ready to start Shabbat. The other thing I want to say before Mora Abby distributes the Sidurim is something really important. I've been thinking about this all day, and I remember that there was a book called "Steal This Book." Does anybody remember that? Steal This Book. So I want to speak to the adults for a moment about Sidurim. I want to encourage you, of course, not when your child is using it. But, those very few times where they're not using their Sidurim, maybe they've gone to sleep or something, I want you to steal that book. I want you to take it. Not really steal it, but take a copy of it and kind of look at it and read it. It's actually a very interesting, we have this particular book for a good reason, which is that it has all sorts of explanations. It has Hebrew and English, but it also has transliteration. And I found, you might think, oh, she's a rabbi. She's like been doing this all her life. She grew up with a Sidur in her hand. She was born with tefillin. I don't know. Not true. Not true. I learned this all much later. And I know what it's like, in rabbinical school, right? I know what it's like to not know where you are in the book, in the Sidur. And some people are singing along, like to beat the band, and you're kind of going, gee, I have a PhD. I don't even know where we are here. So what I encourage you to do is to take the Sidur and just sit and play with it and read little snippets hither and yon. And so when you do come to shul, you go, oh, I remember that. And then you can read the prayer in English. I mean, first of all, who cares what page you're on, what page everybody's on? Don't worry about that. But second of all, sometimes I encourage people to just practice their Hebrew. Just see if you can follow it in Hebrew if you're learning Hebrew. Or a word comes up, think of that word. But I don't want you to feel I don't want you ever to feel embarrassed. But it also helps if you've looked at it beforehand, so you could say, oh, that rabbi doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm going to stay on page 55, and that's where I'm going to be all day. So these Sidurim are for you too.
Well, I figured we're still missing one child, I think, and I want everyone to be here. So we'll start with the service, and then at a certain point we'll break, and you can borrow a Sidur from the from the sanctuary, like everybody else does. The kids who are students here are lucky enough to have their own, but really it's okay if you use the one either in a basket or on the seat in front of you. So we're going to start this service with Lechuna Ranina on page 11. Lechune ranena ladonai, nari aletzor yishenu, nekad mafanav betoda, bizmirot nari alo, nekad mafanav betoda, bizmirot nari alo. Ki el gadol Adonai umelech gadol al kol Elohim asher be'adam nechkerei haaretz v'to'afot harim lo asher be'adam nechkerei haaretz v'to'afot harim lo. Now let's turn to page 20. We're going to continue welcoming Shabbat with a lot of people's favorite song, Romamu. I'd like to invite Teddy to come lead it with us. And Sammy, do you know Romamu and you want to help Teddy? Yeah, we're going to have, this is a more the merrier situation here. And I'll stay with you, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Yai dai 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 la 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 say ki again. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Yasher koach. We're going to continue on page 23 with Lechado D. I'd like to invite Lila and Del up to lead it. You can sit down if you like.
I don't know that. I want to sit with you. I didn't know I knows that.
Oh, that's okay. You don't have to. You can lead from your seat. It's totally fine. We're all here together. Ready? Lechado di likatala, pene shabbat nekabela. Lechado di likatala. This closer here. Pene shabbat nekabela. Shabbat v'zachor v'diburecha yishmi'atim el ha'lecha Adonai echad u'shechad Hashem u'tiferet. we're going straight to the last verse on page 25, and we rise to welcome the Shabbat Queen in through the door.
Open the door, no?
Okay, nice and loud with Bowie. Bowie v'shalom, ateret balagam v'simcha, uvetzala tachemune am segulat, Bowie chalal, lecha dodi, likrat kala, Enei Shabbat mekayla.
Who can tell me why we opened the door for Shabbat?
Oh.
You don't know? Well, imagine if Shabbat comes in and the door is closed. It'll just smash right into her face. So you open the door so that she can come in and feel her presence. It's like welcoming a guest into your house. So has she entered yet for you? Beautiful.
You can be seated. Okay. Normally at this point in the service, we'd light candles there. At this time of year, we have somebody light them beforehand so that we're not lighting candles when the sun is already down. Because kids, does anybody know what's the kind of typical time to light candles for Shabbat? Does anybody happen to know? I didn't prepare them or anything, but let's see if anybody knows. Should we light candles at 8 o'clock at night? 4 o'clock? Does anyone know what time the sun sets now? Shoshi? Did she say sunset? Yeah, normally sunset, which this time of year is 3:45, something like that is candle lighting time. So they're already lit. And we continue on page 27 with Mizmor Shir, and I'd like to invite Abby and Alexis to lead us. Stand right next to the mic so that we can hear you. Stand back up. Okay, nice and loud. Mizmor, Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir leYom HaShabbat. Mizmor, Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir leYom HaShabbat. Tov, 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 tov lehodot, tov, tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov, 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 tov lehodot, tov, tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. And let's conclude the prayer on page 28. Do you guys want to stay up here for Tzaddik Tamar? Okay.
Mommy, I know.
Good, okay. Tzaddik Tamar yifrach, yifrach, Tzaddik Tamar yifrach, Tzaddik Tamar yifrach, yifrach, Tzaddik Tamar yifrach, Keres papanon iske, Keres papanon iske, Keres papanon iske, iske. Keres papanon iske, Keres papanon iske, Keres papanon iske, iske. Okay, you can have a seat. What's next? All right. We're going to take a break from singing to do Mourner's Kaddish as a conclusion to our Kabbalat Shabbat, to our welcoming Shabbat service. Those who are in mourning or observing yard site, please join me in the Kaddish on page 30. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra kirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'bizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam u'amei amaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh. Ve'yithadar ve'yit'aleh ve'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oh, I lost my place. Shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Well, welcome again to everybody. For people who just came in, you have perfect timing, I promise. Because this is a good break in the service after we've welcomed Shabbat and before the evening service to hand out Sidurim. All right.
Mommy, I'm gonna go get some food.
Okay. All right. So, it took me a long time to warm up to the Siddur, this red Siddur that we got a few times, because I thought, oh my goodness, there's so much in it. And the rabbi pointed out how it is really a Siddur for anybody. It's a Siddur for if you just want to learn the few prayers that we start off with, and it's a Siddur that if you want to go deep, it grows with you. And so third grade is a great time to get the Siddur that's going to last you. You're not a first grader, second grader anymore who just learns like the little prayers. You're starting to learn things the way that grown-ups do them. I know you got a lot of growing left to do, but it's a time when you're set on a path that leads to adult participation, and this is the real Siddur that you can grow into. You can use it now that you started learning the prayers with Mora Lisa, and you can grow into it as an adult. You can use it for studying for your B'nai Mitzvah ceremony and all kinds of things. Sammy, what is it?
There's no more food.
Oh no, there's no more food. What will we do? So. In any case, I'm really thrilled every year to give out Sidurim. They're a present from the Temple Bethel Sisterhood, and it means when we never have to worry about somebody who's a member of our congregation not having a Siddur, just to learn from, to practice at home. You can write in it. I told the kids you can write in it respectfully if you want to like make a little arrow to a part you're practicing or put stickies in it or anything like that. Some of the kids decorated the Sidurim with their names, and everybody has a book plate. I didn't glue them in, but you should know it just takes a glue stick, a regular glue stick. There's no special glue. But I left space for if parents want to write something afterwards. They can write something, and then it will be in the front of your child's Siddur, and you'll have it. So without further ado, I'll call up the third graders and one fourth grader who are here getting Sidurim tonight. Eric Satin, Ephraim Shaul, Mazal Tov. Joel Weiss, Yoel, Mazal Tov. Remind me, are these smoke machines? Is that what they are? Yeah. Teddy Dolphins, Tavi. And Lila Kalengi, Lila Gila. Mazal Tov. May you use these Sidurim your whole life, no matter where your journey takes you in life. You'll have it and you can use it. You might not use it for a little while, but you'll know you always have it, and then you want to come back to it. And you'll, most importantly, use it here at Hebrew School, and it's special and it's yours. All right. We're going to continue with the evening service with the Baruch Hu. And I always have to ask, did I forget anybody? All you fourth graders got Sidurim last year, right? I didn't forget anybody except for Lila. Okay. This is my normal, my utter panic all the time about forgetting people. Okay, we're going to start the Mari, the evening service, with the Baruch Hu on page 39a. We rise, and I invite Michael and Joel to lead us in the Baruch Hu. We got this.
Baruch Hu es Adonai Mevorach.
You can be seated, and we're going to read in English. Do you guys want to read in English? Do you want to read in English?
Sure.
Okay. Right here.
Okay, so right here.
Uh-huh.
Baruch Hu at Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzvaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch Hu Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Yasher koach. Page 40, we recite together. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, V'shochveinu v'kumeinu, Nasiach bechukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'v'mitzvotecha, Le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, Ve'orech yameinu, Ve'orech yameinu, Uvahem neged, Yomam v'layla, Yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. We're going to continue with the Shema. Lila and Del, would you like to? You don't have to, but would you like to lead the Shema and Be'ahavta? It's up to you. Okay. Stand real close to the mic so people can hear you, okay? Ready?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levacha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol me'otecha, v'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושילנתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
And we'll continue individually on page 42. You can sit down if you like. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We'll continue on page 44. We have the Mi Chamocha crew. Looks like Alexis, Joel, and Michael. I'll do the chanty bits like we did, okay? Umalchuto beratzon kiblu alehem Moshe u'Miriam u'vnei Yisrael lechanu shira v'simcha rabba v'amru chulam Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha is joining us for this. Yes? All right. We're continuing on page 45. There's a song the rabbi does, and I know English words to it. It is the third line down from the top or from the third line down from the bottom on page 45, either way. And the melody is very simple. And the words are Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, spread over us the shelter of your peace. They've been learning this at school. And get closer to the mic so you can hear me. Ufros aleinu Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Just walk beside me and be my friend. Together we will walk in the ways of Hashem. Ufros aleinu Shalom Aleinu, Gakol Yisrael, Ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 46, we rise for Vishamru. Eric and Teddy are going to join to lead this, I think. All right. And everybody, stand close to the mic. Ready? Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasot et hashabat ledorotam b'ritorah Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon. Uvchayetecho beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala. Uvizman karif. Ve'yimeru amen. Yeshmei Rabbah mevarach. Le'alam lal me'amaya. Yitbarach, yitbarach, ve'yishtabach, ve'yitpar, ve'yitramam, ve'yitnaseh, ve'yitadar, ve'yitale, ve'yitalal, shemei dekudesha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata, tushbechata ve'nechamata, Ta'amiran be'alma ve'yemiru. Amen. We continue on page 47 with the Friday Night Amidah, which is recited silently. And you can choose either the words on the page or any silent meditation that you'd like. But we rise for this. If you're still reciting your personal silent Amidah, feel free to continue. We're going to continue the service together on page 52 with Oseh Shalom. Eric and Teddy, you want to come and lead that? And you can stand or sit. You can stand if you're still praying. You can sit if you want to rest. Shalom in Roma, Uyase Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Imru, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael. Okay, we'll continue with, so there's a couple things left in the service. There's Friday night Kiddush on page 55, and then we have concluding prayers. So you guys can sit down if you want. We've got Lila, Isaac, and Dell. Does anyone want? No, not Dell. Okay. Lila, you're going to come up. And is Isaac in here? Yeah? Come over here so we can buy the mic. Okay. Wait, we need to push. There we go. All right. Would you like to hold the cup since you're finally brave enough to come up? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'avavu chatzon v'chilanu zikaron l'maaseh Bereshit kilu yom tefillah v'mikdae kodesh zecher yetziat v'Yitzrayim kibanu v'acharta deltanu v'dasha mikol But there's great juice at the tables for Kiddush later. All right. Isaac, I'd love to hear you nice and loud for Aleinu.
Oh, I get it. Kiddush.
Kiddush, yeah. All right.
Oh, I get it.
Let's rise for Aleinu on page 56. Here, come stand with me. All right. Ready?
Okay.
56.
Aleinu
Shalach la'adon ha'kol, latet gedula le'yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim u'moshadim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim le'yoser haaretz u'moshav yekaro b'shamayim 57.
Wait, 57.
57. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo You can be seated. Sure.
So each week on Shabbat, each morning during services, at the end of services, we remember those whose yard sites, who the memorial of their death occurred during this week. And so today, this evening, we're remembering Frances Carvel, mother of Steve Carvel, Ida Goldband, grandmother of Judy Wilson, Charles Goldberg, brother of Robert Goldberg, Abraham Lewis Isaacson, father of Marjorie Goldberg, Jack I. Novick, father of Sam Novick, Richard Scheinwald, brother of Susan Most, and Morris Silverman, father of Nancy Levinsky. On Sunday, which is also the 17th of the month of Kislev, we remember James Jacobs, grandfather of Linda Jacobs. On Monday, remember Ida Kuchar, grandmother of Sherry Schatz, Bernard S. Marr Sr., grandfather of Sherry Quint, and Milton Popkin, uncle of David Brennerman. On Wednesday, we're remembering Seymour Kornfeld, father of Bobby Gordon, and Ludwig Stern, stepfather of Ernie Wallach. On Thursday, remember Saul Brennerman, father of Susan Korobkin and David Brennerman, Aaron Finkelstein, father of Marjorie Goldberg, Sarah Kaplan, grandmother of Brad Kaplan, Doris Shaw, mother of Peter Shaw. And on Friday, the 22nd of Kislev, remember Norma Argachak Elowich, sister of Anita Weiner, and Maurice Levin, brother of Helen Eisenman. Is there anyone else we're remembering at this time? Thank you. Thank you. Each life is a whole world. In each is the breath of the divine. In affirming God, we affirm the worth of each one whose life now ended brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone and every life finds purpose. I invite those who are remembering someone, those who have yahrzeit, to join with me. We rise on page 58. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah. Bi'ama divra kirute bi'amlich malchute. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon v'chayedachol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'olam la'omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imeru. Amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens above bring peace to us, to all Israel, to all humanity, and let us say, Amen. Couple of announcements. First of all, I don't know if you saw this a couple weeks ago, but as I was davening with you today, I was thinking about this. A couple weeks ago, we put out this one-question survey, and that question was to rank between 1 and 5 your spirituality. Do you feel spiritual, or are you spiritual, or is it important in your life, or whatever it is? And we got a bunch of answers. We had 55 people answered it, which was amazing. And 33 people said that they gave their, and maybe some of you are one of them, they gave their email and said, I'd love to talk about it more. So we're kind of going to have this spirituality crew go out and talk to those people about spirituality, because, you know, it doesn't all happen here. Sometimes we're more, I don't even know how, I mean, first we have to figure out what spirituality is, but we all know that feeling. And so we want to support you in your religious and spiritual journey. That's really what a synagogue does. And it's really wonderful to see our youth leading services. It's pretty darn incredible. And kids, you know, you can teach your parents and grandparents how it goes, and you can be the leaders. So, and they'll pretend they don't know. So, at any rate, it's really wonderful. It's very exciting to have you all here. And thank you, Maura Abbey, for leading our religious school, and to Maura Lisa for teaching the tefillot part of Kadima Bethel. And thank you to all of you parents and kids for participating in it. Always fun. So, let's see. I think that there's a holiday that comes this month. It might be Halloween. No? Okay. I know it's Purim. Diwali. Is it Diwali? Oh my gosh, it's Hanukkah. I think you might be right. And guess what we're having here at Temple Bethel? A party! A big Hanukkah party on Wednesday night, right towards the end of Kadima Bethel, in fact, right? What? 5 o'clock. Yeah, so usually you get out at 5:30, so we're having a Hanukkah party, we're having donuts, and we're having a jazz band, and we're having light the Chanukiah, and we're having people, and it will just be very fun. The one thing we're not having, latkes. So you have to make those at home the other nights. Okay, so, and that, so we have our Hanukkah party, and once a month on Shabbat morning, on Saturday morning, Maura Debbie leads services for kids. So, so let's say you're going, oh wow, we've done this Friday night thing. What do they do on Saturday morning? Because there's nothing I'd rather do than get up early on Saturday morning to come to synagogue. And so we're here to, you don't even have to get up that early. It's 10:30 to 11:30. So keep your eyes peeled to the Kadima Bethel announcements and to Temple Bethel announcements and all that stuff. Is there anything I should be announcing that I'm not? Were there any birthdays this year? Any birthdays this week? Really? Okay. Well, come back another time and we'll celebrate your birthday.
Okay. We're going to kind of let Shalom Aleichem carry us out.
Oh yes, don't let that literally carry us out.
Yep, because, okay, so if you're staying for dinner, go to the tables first, because we're going to make Kiddush at the tables first, and then we'll do hand washing and hamotzi.
And even if you're not staying for dinner,
You can still have, yes, exactly.
so this is
Okay, and Michael and Joel, do you want to lead Shalom Aleichem from here? All right. All right, that sounds perfect.